everyone, today we're making this restaurant style slow cooked Deli Nihari. It's incredible. The broth is so rich and thick because I use a lot of bones. So I'm actually making a lot so that I have a lot left over so I can freeze. So I'm making actually 5 pounds of meat and 1 pound of bones. The only flavor you need is the National Deli Nihari seasoning. And that's all I'm using. I'm not even putting salt on top of that or anything. It's perfect. And I have 1 large onion for every pound of meat. So I have 5 very large onions and then 3 cups of oil. I'm just gonna fry the onions in the oil until they're lightly golden brown. So it takes about maybe like 20 minutes. This is kind of like the longest process for this. The rest you can kind of just leave alone, but the onions, you want to stand there and just check on them maybe every 4 minutes, and then until they get very light golden brown, and then you want to stand there and then keep stirring. And then once they're just golden brown, you're just gonna take them out, put them in a strainer, squeeze out the oil, and then take chopsticks and separate them. And then you're gonna use the remaining oil just as oil for whenever you cook Indian food. And then so we're gonna put a little bit of that oil back in the pot. We're gonna fry up our bones. Basically, you want to saute them so that they have a nice crust. Then we're gonna add in our meat and then a whole bunch of water and let it cook. We're gonna cook it for about 6 hours on a medium-low flame. You can just walk away. You don't really have to watch it while this is happening because it'll just keep boiling, boiling, boiling. Your soup is just gonna get nice and thick and much more dense. And then we're gonna make a roux for it so it gets even creamier. And then we're gonna mix in some durum flour, so like atta, with the onion oil, and then you're gonna stir it, and then we're gonna add in some of the broth that we have, the nihari broth. So I'm basically making a roux. Then you're gonna pour it back into the pot, mix it up, and then it's basically ready to cook. If you do it this way, if you cook the flour in the oil, then you can serve it right away. It'll thicken up in like just a few minutes, and then you can just eat it. If you add it halfway through the cooking process without frying the atta, you have to wait for the flour to cook and to get rid of that floury taste. That'll take like hours. So I think it's better just to do it at the end. So this broth is so rich and thick and delicious, and you can definitely taste the difference when it's slow cooked versus like in a pressure cooker versus not having bones. So I strongly recommend that you use beef bone marrow whenever you're cooking like slow cooked dishes like halim or nihari. And then we're just gonna garnish with some cilantro, some of our fried onions, some fresh ginger, and some fresh green chilies. And then just enjoy it with some naan and you're all set. It's delicious, hearty, so good, and it has like a nice kick to it. I hope you guys try it. Let me know what you think. The instructions and ingredients are in the description box below. Thanks so much.